Hello everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel. It's been a while since I posted a video, but I've been hard at work. For those who have been watching over on the Twitch stream, a couple weeks ago I started playing around with the item system for the new Hack and Slash series, and I've got it pretty much exactly the way I want it. And that's going to be quite a bit of content to go through, for at least as far as creating tutorials. So I'm going to go ahead and start that series as well as the one that we're currently working on with the Vroom Vroom Go, the car one, the multiplayer car racing. But first I want to go ahead and explain what's going to go on with it. Now, with the release of Unity 5 and I guess the lack of distinction between the free version and the pro version, in case you have not heard, everything is available in the free edition now, at least as far as the tools in the game engine itself. So that means you have access to all the shadows, basically everything. The only thing you don't have access to is some of the services that they provide, at least the higher tiers of it. Such things as cloud builds, analytics, some free assets every month here and there, but nothing to impact the actual creation of your game as far as the game engine goes. So we're going to be covering a lot more of those little shiny things that you can get with Unity, but I do want to save some of those to the end, mostly. Basically the polish, keep it to the end, because I'll just end up sitting there for like hours playing around with lighting effects and everything else, and then I'll go ahead and change some assets in the scene. I'll want to play around with the lighting effects too. So generally for those little shiny things, I keep them closer towards the end, at least till I get close to finishing a scene anyway. Now with the newest series, I want to keep it very modular in design. So for the people that watch the old series, think back to the day-night cycle, and we went ahead and created a separate project and then created everything for it in that project. Then when we were happy with it, we would just export it and put it into our current project. I like doing things this way here better, simply because it leads to an easier refactoring later. If we want to add more features or if there's something we've got to change, it's in a completely separate project. And not only that, it really just kind of encapsulates the whole functionality of what we're after, and we can just use that and drop it into any game that we want. So sure, we're going to be working on an RPG game now, third person, but later on, if we want to go ahead and work on a first-person shooter game, a lot of these things that we're building, we're just going to be able to take those and export them as asset packages and import them directly into the game that we're currently working on. So I think that alone is going to be really good. So that's the route we're going to take. One of the areas I really want to focus on this time around with the Hack and Slash series is the ability to create our own tools in the editor itself. Now, I've gone ahead and shown how to use the scriptable object as a database, and we're going to be using that for quite a few things, at least that technique, but we're going to be using a lot of editor scripting in this iteration of the Hack and Slash series, simply because these tools, again, that you're going to be creating throughout the series, you can go ahead and use these, or at least the framework or the knowledge gained from it, to easily create tools to be able to make other components for other games that you're working on. And I bet a lot of the games that you're going to be working on, at least as far as 3D games, this is the one we're going to work on, a lot of these tools are going to be completely reusable just by maybe a slight modification, or in some cases probably none at all. But either way, the editor scripting system in Unity, it can be a little confusing at the start when you first get into it. So we're going to cover it right away. That's going to be one of the first things I want to get to. The first thing we are going to cover though is how to set up a Git repository and make sure that you have at least the basic understanding of how to use Git. So how to upload a project, how to commit changes, how to pull a project down in case something catastrophic happens, you lose everything. You'll be able to pull all that back down. And we might save branching and stuff like that to a little bit later on. But let's at least get the basics down where we can upload, commit new changes, and pull the repository down. So yeah, we'll at least cover those three things before we start actually doing any real coding. And the last thing I wanted to quickly go over is the old style tutorials that I used to do, where I would just sit down in front of the computer. I would literally just sit down, turn on the recorder, and just be like, okay, where'd I leave off? Okay, we're gonna go from there. And I would just code from there. And I like that way because all the errors that I encounter along the way, you get to see how I overcome these errors, or at least how I work around them. You get to see my thought process on why I was doing certain things certain ways. And I don't know, I think you get to see more of the process instead of me sitting down, creating the whole set of scripts behind the scene, like maybe spending a week doing that and then making one video where I'm literally just like copying and pasting the scripts into, well, a new script and just going over the code. Sure, it takes a little bit longer, but I think it's a little bit more beneficial in the sense that you actually get to see the whole process, and I like that. But I'm going to leave it up to you guys. I went ahead and put a poll up on the new website. I know some people don't actually go to the website, at least the old one, let alone even heard of the new one. But I'll go ahead and leave a link down below to the actual poll. It's at the bottom of the page, along with the typed version of this, this vlog. And go ahead and let me know down below. You don't have to sign up or anything. You can just vote as a guest, but let me know what you want to do. Do you like the old version, or would you rather me pre-generate everything ahead of time and just kind of like go over what the code does, or do you even care? Anyway, that's about it. Again, I'll leave a link to the actual blog post so you can go through and a bit more that I actually talk about in the blog post, but go ahead, read that, and let me know down below in the poll. And hopefully, I'm recording this on Sunday, so hopefully Monday we'll have that first tutorial. Maybe we'll get the whole Git series done. It's not that long, and it's actually almost done anyway. So anyway, thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.